Thank you, Allison. So as we're getting it kicked off, Mary and Allison were on a little early, and we met a new member that's never been here before. So I'm going to open the floor back up. Anybody, if it's their first call and you've never been here before, we'd love for you to unmute and say hello, or use the chat and say hello.
Hi, it's my first.
Gilberto, introduce yourself to everyone.
Hi, my name is Gilberto. I think I know some of you already, but I am CEO of Vita, which is a telehealth service focused for triaging medical questions from foster parents and others, including myself. I'm a president and a user.
Amazing. Well, if you're on first initial basis with Chris Fitzgerald, as he says, "What up, G?" apparently you have been around the block. And if Chris, you don't acknowledge me as "What up, B" next time, we're going to have some serious friendship issues. Hey, Kevin, I see you on the call too. I know you all have been from your company coming to this call a lot, so I wanted to create a couple seconds of space for you to say hello too.
Sure, appreciate it, Bobby. What up, B? I think I will start using that myself. You know, I was upset, or I guess I'm Kevin from Companion Protect, by the way, and I was a little bit down this morning because the Chiefs lost last night, but seeing a lot of these familiar faces and all of you on this call today has already made me smile, so I appreciate that. And you know, more of an update, Bobby, than or more of a shout out than an update. You know, over a year ago, we got introduced to Human Animal Support Services. Bobby, you're the first shout out. You opened us with open arms. And so we really appreciate that. We love being here on this call. And, you know, at being on this call, we feel like we really aid in the mission or really align with the mission of keeping pets with families. And so I just wanted to give a shout out. I don't know if Donna or Josh from Charlotte Mecklenburg, you know, Donna from Palm Valley is one of our partners, Florence Lauderdale and Central Missouri Humane Society as well. They might be on here, give them a shout out as well. But just love being on this call. Look forward to getting to know more of you and keep on doing the work that you're doing and keeping pets with their family, because that's what it's all about. So love you all, and we'll talk soon.
Oh, good energy, Kev. All right, speaking of good energy, it is already 8:03 a.m. Again, my name is Bobby Mann. I'm the Maddie's Human Animal Support Services Project Director. Honored to be co-hosting this call with Maddie's Fund. And to get our whole week kicked off, I'm going to toss it over to the amazing Mary Smith.
Thank you, Bobby. Good morning, everybody. So I have a favorite quote. It was a quote that I heard on a Brené Brown podcast. And it comes from Jim Collins. He's the guy that wrote Good to Great, Beyond Entrepreneurship, other things. And so I'd like to share it with you. History is a study of surprises, and we are living history, surprise after surprise. And just when we think we've had all the big surprises, along comes another one. If we've learned anything in the past 2 decades, it's that uncertainty is chronic, instability is permanent, disruption is common, and we can't predict or govern events. Okay, so why all the doom and gloom? Why would I start a Monday morning with that quote? And I share that with you because, you know, uncertainty, instability, disruption for any of us, those states of being can throw us into an epic tailspin. But one of the things that I've learned over the past 19 months is that it's the connections that I make, the relationships that I have, the personal, the professional, with all of you, with my family. It's those relationships that form, in effect, our superpowers that help us deal in a world with lots of surprises that we can't control. And let's face it, what is the one thing that we've learned in 19 months? Is that most of the things happening to us, we have no control over at all. And the best that we can do is hope that we can react to them in a positive, uplifting way. But one of the cool things that's happened as a result of all of this huge, monstrous global pandemic is that we recognize that we don't have to do any of those things alone. We get to be part of a bigger whole that gives us opportunities to share ideas, share what works, share what hasn't worked, and come together in a way that is definitely like great medicine for our hearts, for our souls, for our beings. So with that, I wish you all a great, great Monday. We're beyond the halfway point of September and heading on to the next month of COVID. But have a great day, everyone. It's so wonderful to see you all.
Thanks, Mary. And I'm going to echo what Brandy said in the chat. I am a better person for knowing all of you. It really has been quite a journey. And I know we talk about it often, how important it is to have each other, but I think it's also important because 2 years ago, we would have never been doing something like this. So we want to make sure we stay humble and committed to the work that we're doing. So before we go into our first quick presentation before breakout rooms, we want to open the floor for national updates. So I'm going to mute and anybody's welcome to speak up.
If no one else is going to go, I'll go. Good morning, Bobby.
Morning, John.
How you doing?
I lost in our fantasy football league, so not that good.
I haven't even looked. That's how committed I am to losing this year and every year. Fantasy football, not really my thing. Enjoy it though. It's fun. Well, Bobby, listen, we talk about silver linings a lot, right? Over the last year, all the great things that sort of came out of this horrible time. But let's be honest, it was also a really hard, Mary, this one's for you, shitty year in so many ways. So, but the truth is we saw the best of animal welfare, like we always do, right? Every single one of you on this call, everybody around the country, all rising up to meet the challenges that we had to face, right? So as a thank you and like we are not worthy, like you guys are awesome. We have just announced a brand new grant opportunity. We are calling our life-saving resiliency grants. There are 4 $5,000 grants available to be considered. All we want to know is like cool stories, right? So maybe your staff or volunteers inspired some positive change or a new innovative program or a great adoption story or anything, a story of how you were able to keep one pet with one person, just inspire us, right? And it's the easiest grant application, I think, maybe ever, 2 to 3 sentences, a video, a photo along with it. You can submit, this is like the coolest part, you can submit as many as you like. So if you have 1,000 great stories, please submit 1,000 great stories. And I have to tell you, it's a little bit self-serving, I think, this one, because we get to read all those stories. I think we needed those stories. We want these stories for us, but also for you. I was thinking about this morning while I was shower thoughts from John Dunn, that what a great way this week to like engage your staff, right? You got a staff meeting this week. Add this to the agenda. Everybody bring their favorite story from this year. And so you can all share and then submit them all to us. So again, 4 $5,000 grants. The deadline to submit is September 22nd, which it's the 20th today. So soon. So get those applications in. I'll put a link to the page with all the information you need in the chat. That's it.
Thanks, John. And as the link professional she is, Allison already beat you to the punch. So
of course she did. Of course she did.
Well, we're happy that we're here, and I just feel like we're all just vomiting positivity this morning, and it just makes my heart so happy. So anyone else for national updates?
I have something quick. Oh, sorry, Mary, go ahead.
Okay, are you sure, Jamie? Okay,
yeah, go ahead.
I just heard from our board chairman at Maddie's Fund, and John, Maddie's Fund wants to match your 20 with 20 more.
Are you kidding?
I don't think so. My board chairman doesn't kid about money.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So Amy, Lori, thank you.
All right,
awesome.
everybody unmute. Everybody unmute and clap. This is going to be fun. Let's see how crazy this can get. Everybody unmute. Come on, we can do this.
Yeah. Are they still on, Mary? Are they still on the call? Because if they're just into giving money away, I have some thoughts.
Okay, John, let's not press. Okay, let's just take the win where we got it.
Yeah,
John, that's absolutely amazing. I will pass that along to the best friends team. I don't know how they're going to want to do it. Maybe that's 8 grants, 5 each. We'll figure it out, Mary.
Whatever you want to do. Shelly, if you're on the call, figure out what we have to do to make this happen.
Dang. Thanks to Maddie, as always.
Well, thank you, John. Thank you, best friends. Thank you, Maddie.
Dang, yeah. John Dunn and I are here trying to figure out how to use DoorDash for lunch, and you got Maddie's Fun just dropping 20 G's on all of us. Wow. It is a good morning, huh? All right, Jamie Case, over to you.
Yeah, this is not as nearly as exciting as that. I am Jamie Casey, Maddie's Haas project manager. I just wanted to say that a really awesome video got released last week explaining the Human Animal Support Services project. So I just want to make sure that everybody sees it, watches it, shares it. It just really explains the work that we're doing well. I've been obsessed with this video since the first time I saw it, and it just needs to get out to everywhere that it can. That's it.
Thanks, Jamie. Can you drop the link in the chat? Perfect. Cool. Anyone else? This is a fun day. It's only been 11 minutes and I'm feeling pretty good so far.
Can I share something real quick, Bobby?
Of course, Stacy.
So for those of you who don't know, I'm Stacy with the Community Cats podcast. We had a great turnout of folks at our colony caretaking tips and tricks webinar, free webinar that we had on Saturday. We had quite a few. We had several hundred people on that call. And an interesting statistic that came out of the polls, for those of you who know, polls excite me very much. A majority of those folks, 70% of those folks, were taking care of colony cats on their own or community cats on their own. A third of those cats were over the age of 10. So just thinking about how are we going to take care of our community cats as they age. And I was really proud of that group to share that information. A majority of that group took care of cats. The number of cats they were taking care of were between 1 and 10, so small groups of cats. But I was really excited to see that number of older cats and having, winter shelters. So I just want to put a reminder out that this is the time to start thinking about shelter planning for the areas of the country where you do need winter sheltering.
Oh.
Community Cats Grants program is open and we are looking for applications for Community Cats Grants. It's a matching program for organizations to do a fundraising effort where we will then match up to $1,000 of funds raised to support spay neuter for that organization. So you can get all that information as well as the copy of that webinar from this weekend at communitycatspodcast.com.
Thanks, Stacy. All right, well, we're going to hop right into it. I'm super excited that we're going to be breaking out into breakout rooms a little later on today, but the purpose of this first conversation that we're going to have by Charlotte from the Maddie's Fun team, who is their community strategist, is really about the benefits of using the pet forum. We just had Maddie's Fun talk about investing an additional $20,000 into helping agencies that need the support. Well, they have built this beautiful platform that allows us to communicate and share resources every single day. So Charlotte, I'm going to toss it over to you so you can let us know a little bit about how we can use this badass resource.
Thanks, Bobby. Good morning, everyone. So I just want to share a little bit about how we use Maddie's Pet Forum, how you can use it to take advantage of connecting with everyone outside of these calls. We do these things Monday, we get really excited, and we just kind of want to keep that momentum going throughout the week. I'm someone who's a little more introverted, so I prefer using a computer and getting my thoughts out written that way. So if you're like me, you may enjoy using the forum in this similar way. So first, if you don't already have a Maddie's Fund account, you'll start at maddiesfund.org/register. We ask for just a few pieces of information about you and your organization. We also have a drop-down option for if you're a Haas project participant. What this does is it adds a nice shiny badge to your profile so that others can find who else is participating. And then when you hop over to the homepage on Maddie's Pet Forum, we've got our banner here that gives you kind of the main things that are happening. So if you've missed our latest candid conversation with Akeisha Townsend, she's got this great discussion video is all up here on the forum. You can click into here, watch the video and ask any questions you have. And then further down, just quick rundown of the homepage, the the Animal Welfare Professionals community. That's where the bulk of the activity happens. So that's where you'll learn more about all of the topics, find all those discussions. For those who are interested in taking polls, like Stacy's all about, we love asking polls as well here on the forum to just kind of get a pulse of what's going on in animal welfare. So you'll see these new polls pop up every couple of weeks. So again, all answers are anonymous here. So just some things that we love to ask. And then here on the right side, we've got our quick link section. So this takes you to really where all the main items I'll kind of talk about today are candid conversations. There's a full page there. We've got tutorials, getting started guide, and all that fun stuff. And then so further down, you'll see a quick snapshot of all the discussions here, or the latest discussions. We also include the latest events coming up. So every Monday and Friday call, we have an event for that. If there's any webcasts coming up, we'll include it here. If you have something you'd like us to add here, feel free to send me an email and we can get those items added. You can also send me a message on the forum as well. So I'm going to hop back up and I'm going to take us to the Getting Started guide. This is definitely a good page that I recommend you explore on your own. Just gives you a little bit of information about how the forum works, some different things that you can do to improve your experience. Following topics is a very important part. It allows us to really guide you and give you updates on the things you care about. So we have over 27 animal welfare topics. We also have recently added all of the Haas elements into the forum. So if you see a little asterisk next to any of those topics, that means that it is a Haas specific element, something that we did just to make sure we can support the Haas learning community, as well as the Haas toolkits that we'll learn a little bit more about today. Privacy settings, all that good stuff. And then further down, we have a link. We do have a Maddie's Pet Forum mobile app. So after you register, you can download that if you prefer to use the app that way. So I'll hop back to the home page here. And then I'll dive into this animal welfare professionals community. So there's another kind of like little landing page here. We have a variety of different groups as well. So there's different things for like adult dog foster care managers. The Community Cats podcast also has their own group here within the forum. So there's a ton of different things that you can participate in. This is my favorite view to kind of just like get a quick snapshot of everything that's going on. So there's that quick landing page. Again, you'll see latest discussions. We have this new post Kim created recently. We just hit our 1-year anniversary on Maddie's Pet Forum on our new platform. So we'd love to just kind of hear a little bit about what you think. Are there things you like, things you don't like, things that are complicated, confusing? Definitely just let us know and we'll do the best that we can to improve the site there for you. Let me close a couple of tabs going on here. So later or further down on this homepage, you'll see we've got our latest shared files. So anything that gets uploaded either to a discussion or attached to the resource library, it all gets shared here. So if you have any resources you'd love to share with the community, that's something we're looking for all the time here within the forum. Let me hop over here. Let's go to the resource library page. So this is the full resource library. You can get to it from Browse. There's the resource tab. And so this is getting a major facelift over the next couple weeks, but just wanted to share a few little items about it. So again, we've got all of these, this list just goes on and on. It's sorted alphabetically right now. We'll be doing a little bit of cleanup here, but you'll be able to see we've got folders for the Monday and Friday calls that has all of the resources there, any links, all the YouTube videos are here. We also have a specific folder for the Haas toolkits. So all of these are available here for you as well. If I were to click into one, I'm gonna do this example of just so you can see kind of what the resource library holds in it. So this is our library entry page. This will tell you a little bit more about the resource itself. There's a bunch of different actions, so you can comment on here. You can give it a like if you appreciated what was shared. There's also this follow button so that if there's anything that you come across that you want to come back to at a later time, whether that's a discussion, whether that's a library entry itself, you can follow it. Anything that you follow will show up under my shortcuts and my followed content. So if I were to click download here, this would open up this low-cost shelter enrichment boredom buster, say that a few times fast, document here. So this will give you tons of enrichment ideas. This one's a great resource that we've had created. So it gives you all types of different ideas that you can use. Again, you can download this, save it for yourself, share it with your team, or you can bookmark it so you can get to it at a later time as well. And so next page I'll kind of jump over to is our community conversations. So again, you can get to this by going to events, community conversations. It's also on that quick link section on the home page. But here just gives you a little bit of information about these Monday and Friday calls. What we started doing on June 1st of this year was, since these calls, probably went a little longer than we all thought they would, but now we've got all of these great discussion threads all around these calls. So you'll see a little bit of information. Monday calls are all titled Shelter and Rescue Support Call. We give you a little bit of information about what was shared. And then what we do is, after the call, we come back in and we update the post with the recording. So you can watch the YouTube video here. We update it with the full agenda, all of the resources that are referenced. So if there's any link Allison dropped in the chat, you don't have to worry about running to try to find it. You can find everything here. And we also do our best to make sure that any of the presenters make themselves available on the forum as well. So let's say you missed a call, you had a question you wanted to come back to, you can comment on here. And so engaging with any of these posts, if you click on that arrow, you have the option to reply privately. Also marking anything as inappropriate, help us flag, keep the community clean. Or if you reply publicly, you'll see this drop down. So you've got the ability to insert images, insert videos, all that good stuff, upload files, saving files as drafts. But one important functionality I love to show is the ability to post anonymously. So let's say you have something that's a little sensitive. You have a question that you may not want it to tie back to your name or your organization. So this is a feature we do have available, whether you are creating a discussion, or you're replying to a discussion, you can have the option to post anonymously. So what that'll do is it'll get rid of the avatar. It'll be our little stock one, and it'll say something like, this user has chosen to stay anonymous. And so any replies will still go back to you. You'll still get notified via email, but everyone else in the forum won't know that it's you who asked the question. So it's a really helpful resource, if you're talking about anything that's sensitive. And as much as possible, we do ask that you try to keep your conversations and comments public, because we want this to be a learning resource for everyone. So maybe a question you have today, someone may come in 6 months and have that same exact question. So as much as you can, we ask that you keep those items public. And so finally, last little piece I'll show that'll help with our breakout rooms today. So under Browse, we've created this new page for the Human Animal Support Services Toolkits. So as I showed, we have that folder where all of the toolkits live. And what we've also started doing is we've had each of the leads come on and create discussion threads here in the forum. So if you click on the big images, this will take you to a discussion thread. This first one was from Jamie. She posted about the case management toolkit. So we hope that you'll continue to use these discussion threads to ask questions, whether you're implementing the toolkit for the very first time, you've been working on it for several months, whatever the case may be, we want everyone to be able to learn from each other. That's really what the forum's all about. So you can share your experiences, things that may have worked well, things that didn't work well, some different ideas that your team may have had from it. These are all things that we would love for you to help share here in the forum, so we can all continue to keep learning together. So I know that was tons of information. The forum's got lots and lots of other areas we can poke around to, but if you have questions at any time, feel free to shoot me an email. You can reach me at forumhelp@maddiesfund.org. There's also a contact us form, this little feedback guy. If there's any technical issues you maybe have, this will help take a screenshot and help us debug any issues. So yeah, with that, if you have any questions, feel free to let me know.
Charlotte, I have one thing. Number one,
yeah.
wow. What I mean, thank you so much for walking us through all of this. I know
course.
folks, oftentimes you're like, not another technology, not another tool, but in order for this to be successful, we all have to use it. And Charlotte, I'm going to ask you to share your screen one more
Yeah.
time for me, please. Go to the bottom of the screen where it shows the most active members, if you can, if you don't mind. So I'm a little pissed off because I have been on this list.
You were there for a little bit.
And now I'm off of it. So in a healthy competition, I'm going to challenge all of you. I am going to get myself back on this list today. If any of you that are on this call have more points than I do by next Monday, listen to me, I'm saying this on a recorded call. The person who has more points than me, or the top amount of points, I am going to personally Venmo them $100.
Wow.
You don't have to give me anything, but I'm going to hold myself accountable. Folks, look at these amazing people, Alexis, Monica, Carrie, Brianna. I mean, they're investing their time and energy. And these can't be comments like, LOL, great post. These have to be actually engaging, beneficial comments and questions, but game on. So look, Morgan says she loves the competition. So let's see if any of you are here. So Charlotte's going to be here next week to pull up this exact screen. And if any of your names are above here, above me, $100 to your Venmo. So game on. Thank you,
Bobby, just quickly on the call. Sorry. Does anybody know how to create like a bot that can just like spam the forum for that $100? Anyone?
Well, here's the thing, John. Charlotte and the team are masters of identifying bots. They've already dealt with this because Maddie's is so technologically advanced. So you will be banned if you do that, John. And we will take your $20,000.
Oh my God.
No spam.
Pressure.
That's from Sharon. Perfect. All right. Thank you so much, Charlotte. I am going to share my screen. And I know that we talked about going into breakout rooms. And I want to make sure everybody knows what the options are. Here are 5 breakout rooms for the day. We have pet support services, return to home, intake to placement / foster centric, supported self rehoming, and field services and public safety. At the bottom of those, you will see the amazing hosts that are going to be helping facilitate the next 33 minutes of the call for you when you jump into those rooms. So Allison, if we can prompt that breakout rooms, people can self-select and head in there. We're going to give people about 3 minutes, folks, to get situated. And then we're going to have our facilitators kick off their talks. At 8:59 and close us out.
All right, you guys, this was pretty exciting. It was fun to be in the animal control progressive field services breakout room. I learned a lot from the people that were in there, and I hope you all feel the same way. And it was great to get a different perspective in a really personal and upfront way that I just love. Don't forget to apply for the Best Friends Grant, the Life-Saving Resiliency. It sounds to me like everybody has a lot of stories to share, and that would be fun. And I'm sure we'll be able to do something with those stories going forward. So, so exciting, you guys, to be part of this amazing group. And I wish you all a great week ahead. Thank you.